Hello, hello, welcome to the first episode of Zoomed In. This is a live stream show all about photo mode in No Man's Sky, and all things about photo mode. Right now we're just loading up No Man's Sky. I had to restart it because it wasn't playing too well with memory and Photoshop. I tried to have Photoshop prepped with the pictures that you guys submitted, but it didn't like that very much. So we're going to move on and try to get the game at least running at a decent frame rate. Silux! Welcome, dude. I saw that you just started following. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, man. I hope this is somewhat interesting. We're going to be focusing on more of the photography side and also the post-processing side. I got a lot of interest in people wanting to know more about what I was doing in Photoshop, so we'll jump into that. But right now, we first have to jump into the Euclid Galaxy. Because quite honestly, I haven't been to any other galaxy yet. I'm working my way towards the center. But, of course, that's always taking time, and when you work full-time, it's, it just takes time. Oh my goodness, this is taking much longer than I thought. Okay. Okay, so our frame rate wasn't any better, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. Hopefully your internet will cooperate. Yeah, internets. Oh yeah, this is pretty bad. This has got to be like 4 frames a second, right? See, now my problem is I'm doing this off of a laptop right now because my desktop needs a new part, a replacement part, and I was hoping to have that this week, but that didn't seem to happen. So now I have to wait a little longer, but I didn't want to postpone this. I wanted to do this. This was always fun. Well, in my head anyway. Alright, let's see if we can access photo mode here. Ooh, man, that's rough. That is really rough. Come on. Come on, controls. God. There we go. Let's give in a little. Just a little. I wanted to start on this planet because it's a snowy planet, and I love wintry planets. The motherboard needs to be replaced, or at least that's what I think. I've been having issues with it since March. Been doing all sorts of troubleshooting with it. So the motherboard is next. Alright, so I chose this spot because not only does the star create this really nice, I don't know, cross shadow contrast against the ground and the mountains and the trees and everything. 2048. What's up? The frame rate's too low. Start with the Photoshop stuff. I'll make this quick. I'll make this quick then, because, yeah, it's bugging me too. But I wanted to start here because it had some good foreground and background elements, and on top of this little hill here, we can start with sort of, I don't know, the shelter in the middle ground with trees in the foreground, and keeping those mountains, those interesting shapes in the background, and have them fade off a little more. So let's see, I think we might find something better over here. Wow, this is quite something, guys. Welcome to episode 1. Trial and error. Okay, to balance this out, I'm going to try to keep some of the trees in the foreground on the right. Kind of take up some of that space on the ground that's more bare over there. And I think if we change... What was that? This thing's just glitching out now. Change our fog density. Maybe just a tad. Oh, not that much. So we get some of the detail in there, but it still kind of fades off to the background. And I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to photo mode, I am not a huge fan of the vignette. I think it's a cool effect, but I tend to just do that myself in post. So we're just going to get rid of that as much as we can. Down to 10%, which I think is as low as it can go. We can analyze each frame. Yeah. That would actually, yeah, that would make the time much more enjoyable. And let's see, the field of view, I want something more long, so I'm gonna go with like a 50 degrees. I want to equate these degrees to millimeter, like focal lengths to lenses, but it's just not true. It's not accurate in the slightest. Yeah, vignette doesn't really, vignette's not cool enough right now. So when I say 50 mil or like 85 mil, I probably mean 50 degrees or 85 degrees or what have you. So it kind of creates a more flat image, sort of. And of course, I don't know about you guys, but every time I press Q to go down, I always end up hitting tab and I go out of photo mode and I'm like, oh my god, I just set this up perfectly and then I exited. It happens, you know, it happens. Alright, so we'll keep that tree kind of in the corner there then. That happy little tree. It's all green and frosted. Okay, so keeping the shelter kind of in the middle of the first and second thirds in the middle, mostly in the middle with those antennas, and hopefully it doesn't lag out too much where I can actually take the photo. Can I take the photo, please? I'm gonna end up taking like 5 photos. Oh, two photos. Okay. Okay. We'll have to jump into the camera features a little more later in another episode or something. Tony T, thank you for following me on Twitch. Welcome to Zoomed In. We're just going to exit this. Now that we have our awesome shot in the worst frame rate possible. I promise, the next episode, this is going to be much better than this. Maybe I should just, and I tested this too. I thought this was totally going to work. Alright, so I've got photos prepped here. This is going to be really fun, guys. This is what everybody's waiting for, right? Right? Open with... Oh, there are the photos. We're going to find those. You know, you put this whole plan together and then it just doesn't work out. And that's just how it goes, you know? Take the punches as they come. Alright. Silax, you've been waiting to play No Man's Sky? You hadn't had enough time. Oh, okay. You really want to get into photo mode. I read you. You know, it's... Yeah, I mean, it does take a little bit of time, but it's really easy to pick up. Why is Photoshop not listed here? I swear, it's one thing after another. What I love about photo mode are the options. You can change where the star is located. You can change... where. Okay, this is retarded. What's going on? Just give me Photoshop. See what's in there, and there. So I took this in photo mode as well. Of course, I touched it up in Photoshop and made the lines a little smoother and whatnot. But just looking around at some of the few features that photo mode has, I was immediately drawn to it because it was easy to use, because there wasn't too much to it. The filters are cool, but I don't know if I would use it. Again, going back to that whole, I would rather do my own thing in post processing. So while the filters are cool for some people who may not have access to photo editing programs like this, it's really nice to have. It's kind of like an Instagram filter or what have you. And they go extreme to the max, like super hard edge, contrasty green type stuff. Intense filters. Oh, you're 20 hours in! Dude, welcome to No Man's Sky. Thank you. The background's great. You know, despite what everybody says, it's really a lot to take in. The game itself, No Man's Sky. Wow, I think that really hit my memory hard. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, alright. You can see all my previous projects here. Which include everybody. Alright, starting up with Sean Sky. Recognize this name. He's been following me. I've been following him. He posts pictures all the time. You got your first vehicle. It's great, Psylocke. They're always fun, and when it's an exciting thing. It's like purchasing a new car. It's that new ship smell. All right, Sean posts pictures all the time. This guy's a photographer. Now we're going to we're going to rename that so it's unlocked. And let's see, what am I seeing here? What am I... I'm going to set myself up again. This is fun for you guys to watch, right? I'm going to get my brush ready so that you can see what I'm pointing at. Just there. And okay, so we got a shelter over here to the left. We've got an amazing layering of mountains in the back there. This huge mountain on the right, kind of jetting upwards. More vignetting. That's fine, you know. I just like to balance the vignetting and put some in the corners down here so that it, you know, balances itself out. So let's do that. I'm going to go with the gradient tool and just kind of give it a soft little touch there. More or less. Probably more. Just like that. So now you kind of get this, I don't know, I want to say like tunnel vision, but it's vignette. It's a vignetting. What kind of ship is it, Psylocke? Is it a fighter? Is it a hauler? I think. So there's a lot going on in the ground here. We got cesspools, rocks, other rock formations, a little bit of grass. This looks like a bit of a barren planet, honestly. Alright, I really like these layers over here, so I want to try and figure out how to kind of bring that out more. But talking about where my eye placement goes, maybe I should zoom in a little bit. My eye starts up here in the sky, kind of way, really, black. Let's change that again. Why am I doing it there when I can do it here? Alright, here we go. My eyes start here, right? And then it kind of wanders down this way to these bright areas. And then I kind of see the shelter. It's a little bit silhouetted, but not too much. The plants are nicely hiding it in the middle ground there. Boy, you know what? there's just not a whole lot you can do with this photo. It's just great. Great as is. Congrats, Sean. But let's play with some curves, yeah? Let's try to make it look popping. Like it pops just a little bit. Don't want too much. Oh, the vehicle. Oh, you got the Exocraft, yeah? Still got your first ship, though, yeah. So I think I'm gonna let these shadows kind of fall in the dark. So, well, geez, already you can see a difference. Bringing the darks down a bit. See, that contrast really made the blue pop. I think I'm gonna play on that too. So it seems like the color components are pink and blue. Very vibrant neon pink and blue. Actually, this right here, look at that. That's annoying. That's a neon. That's so bright. That is made with gas. That is electrified neon, 80s neon. Whew. Can you guys see any of this? Or is my Twitch totally glitching out right now? You can see it, right? I'm like freaking out here. Twitch not working, No Man's Sky's not working, Photoshop barely works. Yeah, you can see it, okay. Alright. Freaking out for no reason. Moving forward, we'll bring the brightness just to equal out a bit. Yeah, you can see it, okay. Like, it's my first episode, what do I do? How do I video again? Alright, I think the, yeah, I want to bring some of the detail back into the highlights, but not too much, because then we start to create some banding, and it's so obvious with these photos, these screenshots, because when you take a screenshot, it's naturally compressed, so you really can't help it. You know, I wonder if I played the game in 4K and got some 4K shots. I wonder if that would make a difference. I would imagine the JPEG would still compress the crap out of it. God, I really love this layering. I wish it was like the focal point here. You know what? I think I'm gonna make the darks darker and the lights lighter and just focus on these colors. So let's duplicate this just so that we have it. And let's see, I think that should be saturated to the hilt. So hue saturation. I'm gonna give it a nice little bump here. And I'm focusing on the blues right now. I want to make sure the blues are vibrant enough, and we'll also mess with the brightness. See how that works. Yeah, that works. Kind of give the blue a bit of an ambiance. Okay, kind of equal out the contrast. And then I'm going to create a matte for it. And what I'm going to do with the matte is invert the matte. And I'm going to use my brush to color over it. Let's bring down the hardness. And just go over those blue spots. Right there. So that your eyes are like, oh my god, blue. A little bit there. It's subtle, but I think it works for the most part. we got this over here. It's definitely, that corner is definitely bright. Bright and blue. See there. So this looks like it was shot kind of on a wider angle because you can see a little bit, actually, you know what? Just a tad bit of distortion in the sides. This is probably pretty flat. I'm guessing Sean did anywhere between 50 and 80, 85 degrees. It's just a guess. Okay. Doing those blues. Oh. I'm going to leave those kind of in the shadows. Speaking of shadows, we're going to do another matte here. And this time we're going to focus on exposure. Totally missing it. Alright, bring the exposure down. Oh, you can see the matte above it is really bright. But you can kind of see now, like, the effect it would have. Let's see, do I need any gamma adjustment? Maybe a little. Maybe just a tad. Yeah. So we'll do that right there. And then, again, we'll invert this matte and color over it. In the spots that I think need to be darkened a little, that might be a little intense. So we got that, right? This mountain is very rough. We'll fix that up. There we go. Yeah. See, now if you didn't know what I did here, and you just were kind of like looking at it, you would say, oh yeah, that's very well balanced. Very nice. Very pleasing. Pleasing to the eye. That's like follow the path. Your eyes just kind of follow, my eyes just kind of follow this over to this thing. Which actually we're going to darken just a little bit more. Where's the, I'm using the wrong brush here. Just a little bit more. We don't see too much of the detail, but it's still silhouetted. And mess with the opacity for that matte. Oh, for the whole layer, maybe. There we go. So we kind of get equal balance. Looks like 75 might be it. And now I want to do something with the sky here, so we'll duplicate this again. And just select the sky. Very good. Let me get that cactus out of the way. That looks good, looks good. Maybe around there. Yes. And we're going to feather that a little bit, so let's see. I think in 2-3 pixels we'll do it. And then we'll copy that. Oop, let's go back here. Yep. Layer via copy. Just put that there. And see what we can do with curves, yeah? And apply that to the sky. Silex has knowledge in Photoshop. Though mainly in ARG type things. It is. I mean, it's also kind of, I mean, you can play around with it and do all sorts of stuff. There are plenty of other photos that we can go through, and I'm merely spending a lot of time on this because I didn't spend a whole lot of time in the game, so my plan was to do half and half. With most of my time over here. Alright, see that sky's already getting crazy? Let's see what we can do. Ooh. It's dusk. I enjoy this kind of photo editing because it makes me view photos differently and kind of think differently when I'm taking them. So I'm always thinking of the end product. See how that looks. Oh yeah, vibrant. A little more dominant back there, just a tad bit more. So I like it. Bring the shadows down just a tad. And will that? Yeah, that's gonna create some banding. Don't want it to be too crazy. Alright, so, I mean, for the most part, our eyes are now going more of a, let's see, it definitely goes in the center first. My eyes go in the center, then kind of go down here and up and around. The shelter is kind of something more of like an afterthought, really. Which is good, because I like this kind of open atmosphere, where you see the alien landscape, and then there's a building. Why is there a building there? I've got to go check it out. Who was last there? Is it abandoned? I don't know. Okay, moving on. Next photo. Next photo is from Gaming Mike. He is playing on PS4. And he's got a fantastic black and white shot of the anomaly. With what I'm assuming is his ship. Looks like a Corvax ship. I really like that design, though. The two engines on the side and the wings kind of jetting out there. I always thought those wings looked like X-wing flaps. It's already perfect, yeah. What the hell do you do with this? It's perfect. Now, there is some vignetting going on here, which I can play with, and God, the anomaly is accented by this really light background, so you can see where the edge of the anomaly is. So it's so clear as to what we're looking at, and that's I freaking love it. Even his little tail of the ship starts right at the start, right at the entrance of the anomaly. Make the background clouds less bright with some stars. Yes, we should. That's a great idea. We should add some stars. But I have something else in mind. I like the lightness of the background just because my battery's running very low. I didn't plug it in? I didn't plug my laptop in! I got so excited, I didn't even... What? Okay, hold on a second, guys. Okay, moving forward, because we can't be stopped. As I was saying, I'm going to go with the lighter background so that we can see the anomaly. See the edges of the anomaly. Kind of get the accent. I'm drawing right on top of it. What am I? Silly me. Silly Kyle. So let's add some stars first. And I feel like maybe I can just copy some of these stars so that it still kind of looks in-game. I don't really think it's going to matter all that much later on, considering what I'm going to do to it. But what's really cool is this cloud area is also accenting the ship. And where the light is coming from, the source light, the star, is coming from kind of up over, like, you know, around here somewhere. It's really putting a nice, soft, I don't know what you call it, a gradient shadow starting from the front going into the back. Wow, I didn't realize this is in black and white? No, it's in RGB. Then why the heck? What's going on? Oh, it's because I'm using something else. Okay. Never mind that. Alright. Continue. One right there, right there, there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'll just draw them in. Those seem to be pretty small too. All of these. Let's change up the sizes. Just so that we have some variation. So we do that right there, yeah. Some of those. And I don't want to cover too much of the cloud because it makes sense that you can't see the stars through the nebula clouds. So do that. Don't want to make it too crazy. See, my brush is at 3 pixels. Now let's go down to 2. It's a tab, and now 1. Just go very slowly. Keep it nice and randomized. "2048, where did you come up with that name?" I mean, obviously it's a year, right? Right? What happens in 2048? Okay. That's looking pretty dang good, if I don't say so myself. Alright, now here's what I want to do. I'm going to duplicate this. Actually, we're going to try and merge these. Merge layers. And apply a lens blur. And it should be at a pretty good... Okay, the stars, they don't seem dominant enough. I gotta make them a little brighter. It's a web game. Match numbers. There was a Twitch Plays 2048 stream, and I made my account for that. Oh. I see, okay. Ooh, numbers. Not my favorite thing, numbers. I'm not very good with numbers. One reason why I am terrible for this ARG. Sorry, guys. I just can't figure out numbers. I see patterns, but when it comes to numbers, it's a whole nother ball game. These just might need a little dose of love. Yeah. That might work. See, now this feels like it's taken forever, but in the end, it'll be worth it. And Psylocke, if you're still around, if you didn't jump ship as soon as the laptop went offline, this is also kind of why I like Photoshop. I can spend hours in this thing and figure out new things to do, and there are a lot of shortcuts, and there are probably 20 different ways you can do one thing. Oh, good, you're still here. I didn't doubt you at all. So I think these might be better suited for the lens blur, and it'll come out a little more artistic. Add some down here. Okay, don't want to go below 4 pixels. That seems to kind of lose it. Ah, this is gonna be good, guys. I can feel it. We made some No Man's Sky memes in Photoshop. Of course! What better way to use Photoshop than create memes? Dude, I'm all about the meme. Love making memes. Sometimes I just sit... I just sit on, what is it, Imager or some other meme site and just look at memes all, like, for 20 minutes straight and laugh my ass off. They're so funny. Watching this makes you want to hop right into No Man's Sky. Yeah, dude. Mysterious spaceship fidget spinner? Oh, God. Okay, so I don't have anything against fidget spinners, but because I know some people who actually enjoy them and have helped them be able to focus a little more. So I'm not complaining about it. They're cool in their own respect. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Something much more dominant that you can totally tell there are stars there. Yeah, might be a little much. Let's try 12 pixel radius. Maybe 10, or I'm thinking 8 might be more acceptable, but because these are so huge, actually no. Nope. Change my mind. 12, 15's where it's at. Yep. It's got the what is it? The hexagon shape to it, so it looks like it's part of a lens blur. So it looks natural, realistically natural. And we'll put a matte on that as well, and then invert that map. You've wasted about 2 hours some days. Just looking at memes. Dude. I feel ya. I know. No. I love it though. I would not trade my time for anything else. Because I get so much joy and laughter out of memes. And you know, the secret to long life, or at least a healthy life, is positivity. Oh yes, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh yeah. Okay, that's gonna run into the ship there. I think we're onto something here. I need just a little bit of haze. There we go. Gotta fix up this blur down here. There we go. Just want the stars to be affected by this blur. We still want that line with the anomaly, because I see the anomaly. Alright. Positivity and memes. The meme stream. Alright, now let's do some curves. This time, I want to see what I can do with just kind of flattening out some of the shadows and see how that looks. Give it like an old vibey kind of feel. Honestly, I think Mike did a good job of capturing the shadows, so I think it's more of a noir kind of look. We'll go with that. So maybe we bring down the highlights a little bit. Yeah, bring the highlights down, bring back some of that detail in the highlights. And then push that contrast. So we get sort of a, yeah, something like that. Maybe too much. There we go. Okay. Now you see in the what do you call this, waveform? Spectrograph? I can't remember what this is called. The graph. There's much more shadows than light in this image. Some old stars left in the bottom center. Down right there? I agree. I'll get those in a second. Let's see, I want to make sure... Because up in this corner over here... Can I move this out of the way? There we go. Up here in the corner, I can see some details from the sphere, but I really want the vignette to kind of like make it fade off the screen, so we'll push that up a bit and bring this one over. Yeah, so we kind of get that. Yeah, now we're cooking with gas. And I gotta put this back. So on top of that, doing the rest of the vignettes on the other corners, I'm going to go back into create another layer for the gradients that we're going to be doing. And I think these are going to be a little more harsh. Kind of something like that. Yeah. So your eye goes directly to the center, obviously, and then it feeds out to follow the ship. All right, where are those? Where are those buggers? Those stars? Down there. Let's see. Wait. Gotta go to sleep. Oh no! Dude, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for chatting. Maybe I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good night rest. Safe flying, traveler. Or dreaming. Safe dreaming, traveler. Those stars didn't even pop out at all. It's okay. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this one. It's pretty rock solid, pretty good. Let's see, let's have a bit of fun here. Because I love doing this. Original. New. Yeah, it's just much more dynamic now. The details up in this falling apart area. Yeah, it does. It looks great. Well, thanks to Mike for getting a really awesome image. Yeah, okay. Next photo. Next photo. Let's see if I can find it here. Where'd they go? Alright, we got something. Here we go. Our Huntington 3 is playing on PC, and it looks like he got a snapshot of a crap ton of flying creatures. That's a lot in one area. Oh my gosh. That gives me an idea. Let's add more of these flying creatures all over the freaking place. Let's just fill the sky up with creatures. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of some of these. What am I doing here? That one. Get rid of some of these flying particles because they're annoying. At least for this shot, they're annoying. And we're going to replace them with the flying creatures. You have a screenshot of a lot of creatures. One of the only times I used photo mode. Dude, those are the times to use photo mode, for sure. At least 50 in a little area. Were they like walking around creatures, or were they flying, or both? Let's try duplicating this guy over here. And another one over yonder. And one way up here. Then one right there. Then we'll do this guy right there. This is insane. And then maybe we'll include these small guys over here. And do that one right there. It's not as noticeable, but we'll use it. It's the small details, right? Oh, you know what I should be having going right now is the No Man's Sky procedurally generated music. Not the soundtrack per se, but the procedurally generated music. I'm gonna try and find that right now. Because one, it will not be copyrighted, and two, it's just awesome music. If I can find it. Can't, we'll have to move on. Like I had it somewhere. I recorded a session, like it was just a small session of just me walking around with only the music playing. You know, because I do that every now and then. And it's so serene, it's so incredible what the music can do all by itself, you know? Okay, I think it's on my desktop. This is so depressing. I'm gonna check one more spot here. One more, get a go. Oh, maybe that's it right there. Okay, this might open in front of everybody. Yep, there it is. We'll just move that off to the side. Assuming it'll play. While we wait for that, we're gonna start duplicating more of these creatures because I think it's hilarious. Fill up this sky with just flying creatures. We also want to get rid of some of this HUD stuff. I think this planet name is fine. Everything's nice and blown out too, so it's like nice and fresh and bright and all over the place. This is quite hilarious. I get a kick out of this. I'm not even sure why. It's just... Oh, you know what? Let's try randomly doing... let's start with you. Maybe you. Ooh, did I? Oh, I'm deleting them. Can't have that. Oh, there goes another one. Move that out of the way. So many birds. See, I'm trying to avoid calling them birds because some of these creatures have like wings and hideous eyes that look like insects, and I mean, you know, like No Man's Sky creatures. So I always try to refer to them as creatures. But that's just me. That's my thing. Same thing with the land animals and the sea creatures and animal. I mean, animal kind of does make sense, but creature makes more sense. Again, what do I know? Just a player, just an artist. Okay. Okay, that's getting somewhere. That is hilarious. And going back up to this guy here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, you can kind of tell. And then we'll do some curves. Curve it. Oh man, them shadows though. Oh, that's gonna be intense. Bring the highlights down then. Yeah. Keep the shadows where they are, mostly. You can kind of see the artifacting happening on in the corners. It happens. Whoop. Oh, I got confused there for a second. Okay. Okay. I'm just... so many creatures. We'll do another gradient on the bottoms here. Equal out. You know what? I wonder... Nah, it's fine. So I think... Now you can kind of tell, like, how dark this is due to how bright the image already is. And I think what I'm going to do here, do another one here, is start messing with the blending options for this thing, for the gradient anyway. And let's see, I think if we do multiply and bring it down just enough to equal out to the top there, you can kind of see it's a little, that might just be me. I thought maybe it was more on this side. Nah, forget it. Okay. Okay. Does this make the photo better? I don't know, but okay, I'm gonna say yes, because this is hilarious. Now, let's see what we can do. I'm just gonna do a few more. I have to. It's just so funny. It's perfect. Perfect. Oh, it's running into them. That's fine. We'll do that. Which one did I miss? That one again. Kind of down here. It's like something died, and they're all getting ready to pounce on it, or waiting for something to die. Is the player about to die? All these vultures. Now I see the HUD didn't exactly take that out all the way. There we go. Alright, moving on to the next photo. Next photo! Yes, it does. R. Huntington, great photo, man. He also submitted several others, so I look forward to getting to those later on. Now this is interesting. This is from Mr. Bacon, playing on PC. I love it already. Yeah, the edges are nice and sharp. The anti-aliasing makes the photo better. Yep, I agree. Cool. I'm glad we're on the same page. Mr. Bacon, you came just in time, dude. Welcome. I'm assuming this is your photo, right? Welcome, welcome. what was I saying? The anti-aliasing is not being applied too much here, which is good because we can see the detail, kind of edges of the grass, which I kind of like actually. We have some vignetting going on, so we're gonna mess with that. Looks like there's a bit of artifacting, which actually I have an idea for that. We can change that to add some grain and make this more of a, I don't know, kind of like a 35 picture film camera. Make it kind of that vibe. Make the photo better. It's raining dead creatures. Yeah, dude, that's hilarious. And it's raining in your photo. So let's see. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to clean up some of these plants right here first, just so that we get a clear shot, a clear look at the ship, and we know exactly what to look at. So we'll start. Whoop! Didn't want to do that. Start. See what happens there. And go there. That should be fine. Yeah. What's going on, Mr. Bacon? How long have you been playing No Man's Sky? Because we just found out that Silox has been playing, and he's only got 20 hours in the game, which is awesome. I'm always excited to hear when new people pick the game up and actually enjoy it. You know, it's one of those games that you just go in and figure it out, just like how games used to be. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of a gradient down here, and actually, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do brush, very low hardness. Chat is slow. Well, I might be reading it late too, so don't feel like it's your fault or whatever. I'm really bad at multitasking. So my idea was, why don't I make a stream? Thanks to Waking Titan, I got it for free. Dude, yes, you were one of the free keys, weren't you? I remember seeing that. We talked. Yeah, I messaged you about that. That was cool. So cool. Everybody loves a free game. Alright, that vignetting is intense. Turn that down just a little bit. Alright, and then I think... Oop, enter there. Dude, I'm totally stoked for tomorrow too. And, as we know, it is tomorrow, somewhere out there in the world. I want the ship to become more in the foreground. So what I'm going to do here is kind of go find the outline of the ship. I honestly don't know where the outline is because it blends in so well with the background. And I think that's a fin right there. I remember seeing your other photos, Mr. Bacon. So I kind of get an idea of what your ship looks like. Just don't want to mess it up, you know? Okay, it looks like the wing right there. Another jet out. And so I'm using the lasso tool, the polygon lasso tool. And what I think I'm going to end up doing is put a feather on it so that you don't get the harsh edges once it is filled in. So we'll feather it, probably just 1 pixel, just because it's not a huge picture or anything. And to bring it back in the foreground, what should we do? Let's copy it. So it's automatically a separate layer, foreground, and I don't know, let's try exposure first. Figure out. Okay, something. I bet the offset's going to help a little. Just a tad. Not too much. So we'll go there. And the gamma. Oh, there we go. Yep. Bring it to the front. You got the game when it came out. Played for a good bit, but then stopped for a while. I've been come back since Waking Titan thing. Excellent, dude! So, did you catch the updates? The two previous updates? Or did you see them and you were like, No Man's Sky? Like a lot of other people. It's okay. I'm not judging. I'm just excited about the game, man. I love the game. Photo mode especially. Alright, so we brought that into the, I want to say middle ground. So, that's looking better. Yeah. I mean, the fin kind of looks a little weird, but, yeah, we'll go with it. Okay. I think I want to brighten up the grass, darken the silhouettes of the trees and whatnot, and maybe mess with the skies. Let's find out what we can do here. Filter... no, image adjustments. Let's see what we can do with curves here. Yeah, something like that. Give it a harsh contrast. Turn the preview off, back on. Yeah. Okay, I like that. Put a matte on that. Invert. And draw. Yes, perfect. Just like that. Wow. It's amazing what just a little bit of post-processing can do, you know? Okay, going to the background, trying to put these into a more silhouette kind of look. I might lose part of the rain droplets. I think I might be okay with that, though. We'll see what happens. You played a good bit after those two. Okay. Yeah, I really have to get into my base building, because that's one thing I don't really do. Talk about putting time into something. Building a base. It just reminds me of all the days I spent in Minecraft, crafting all sorts of really cool-looking buildings and whatnot. It's the creativity that I really like about it. Oh, you know what? This might be better with curves, actually. Yeah. We'll have a little more control in the shadows. Ooh, that's interesting. We might have to darken the ship just a tad bit more to keep it in the middle ground. Now, what if... Well... And so another thing I really like about Photoshop is just kind of futzing around with the settings. Figuring out... Doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Figuring out what looks good, what works, what doesn't work, and going back to the age-old question of how can I make this better? And in most cases, I don't know what will make it better until it actually happens. So we got that right there. Trial and error. It's the beauty of art. Nothing's ever perfect, but it's right where you need it to be. So let's see what kind of dynamic range we got here. Just a tad bit lower, perhaps? That might be too much. Oh yeah, I can see that, okay. We'll just bring up the hardness of the brush a little more. Yeah, just around the edges. That actually might be a little too much. Let's figure this out, Kyle, come on. Now I wonder if I can use the brush to go back around the trees. You're debating if you want to wait till 1.3 to hop back into No Man's Sky and start over, or just get back into it now. Here's my thing about the 1.3 update. If you put expectations on it, you're going to get disappointed. If you don't put any expectations into it, it's going to be amazing. Having difficulty here. This is a challenge. Yeah, I should just keep all of that up there then. And really bring the focus down on the ship, yeah? So maybe just a tad bit in the sky here with the clouds and whatnot. But really bring the focus down on the really awesome ship you have. Okay, that's a little too obvious. I think we'll keep it right there. That's good. So going back to this ship. There it is. Maybe we can try throwing just a tad bit more gamma into it. Yeah, so the lighter background smoky area kind of brings an outline to the ship. And actually, I think I want to lessen the contrast in the blue engines there, so maybe just kind of tap it a few times with the brush, just like that. Not too much. Just enough to make it back to normal. And I think that'll do it for most of it. You're not hoping for anything huge, such as multiplayer, but just small things such as more diversity. Oh yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to some of the smaller details as well. Of course, there's so much to No Man's Sky. I haven't even seen everything, man. I have not seen a portal yet. Can you believe that? Out of the 400 hours I've been in this game, I have not run into a portal. It's sad. It's so sad. But exciting because I know that when that moment comes, it's gonna be pretty awesome. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a black layer, and we're gonna generate some noise on it. add noise, lots of noise. We'll make that monochromatic. And I think right about there, methinks. And then we'll change the blending mode to overlay? I think it's overlay. Nope, not overlay. Multiply, not multiply. What is it? Screen. That's what it is. Screen. Yep, there it is. So I think maybe if we do another noise generation and bring it down just a tad bit more. That works. And then bring the opacity. Actually, you know, soft light. Nope. Screen, lighten. Which one was it that really, really worked well with the noise? Again, trial and error. I think it was just screen. We'll go with it. Bring down the noise just a tad. And then overall, we're going to make another curves and bring in a little bit of old-fashionedness. Make it You saw a portal, but only once. Is it past degree? Am I saying that right? That doesn't matter because they didn't work. Feels bad, man. It's true. Hey, Todd. Fell asleep at 12 a.m. while rolling a joint. Fell asleep while rolling it? Oh my gosh. Just woke up. Tobacco everywhere. But hey, made the stream despite it being 4 a.m. Yeah, well, thanks for stopping by, dude. We haven't gotten to your photo yet, either of your photos, so we're almost done with this one here. And to be honest, I can't even tell how long it's been. It's been over an hour. Over an hour. It's all right. We're dealing with curves here. So red, bring the red up in the shadows. Kind of give it that old vintagey vibe. Not too many highlights to play with. Green? Green is very dominant. Do that right there. And blue can be faded into the shadows. Just a tad. Just a hair. Okay. So there we have it. It looks good. Pretty good. It's a nice focus on the ship. And I think, actually, now that I'm looking at the ship more out there, we'll try... Oh man, I'm gonna go in the background. Which one is it? This one? Midtones, shadows. No, we want midtones. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. Bit of a haze right there. I like it. I like it. There we go. Mr. Bacon. Great shot, man. Move on to the next one. Woo! This is intense. So many colors. I've always loved the rainbow effect on the... It's not warp. What is this? The pulse drive. Okay, first things I notice are the planets, obviously. And then my eyes go over to the asteroids on the right. Because it's a huge contrast, a shadow on top of this really bright area of streaks. And then I see some ships, more asteroids. Man, this is gorgeous. I would like to try and get rid of these asteroids. Because we can. Because why not? Oh, I'm sorry. This photo is from Guillaume Leborg. I may have just butchered that French name. I'm very sorry. This user is on PC. So this screenshot's from computer. Let's play with the colors. Oh, but first, let's try and get rid of those asteroids, yeah? Let's see if it works. Sort of. Sort of. You know, it worked. Yeah, we'll go with it. Whoa, it's a little messy up there. Let's get a little closer, yeah? You're very welcome, Mr. Bacon. I gotta find a way to share these back with you guys. I might create another folder within the folder that I've been sharing and just label that as like reviewed or something obvious like that. Another ship in the background there. We'll leave that guy there. He looks like he's having fun. Asteroid upon asteroid. Not quite big enough there. There we go. It might, yep, okay. Giro? I think it's A. Giare? Yeah. You got a good idea there, Todd. Oh man, it's getting warped. Try that first. You know what? It's fine. That's not fine. Maybe I'll throw more warped looking areas around the image. Because it's a little creepy. If I didn't know there was an asteroid already there. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Post a video of a before and after of each image after the stream. I mean, that's an idea. Mr. Bacon, thank you for following on Twitch. I think my sound is not going through my speakers right now. Let me just figure that out real quick. Yeah, it is. I wonder why I can't hear anything. Whatever. It looks like... Ooh, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. This might be a little more difficult than I thought. Rely on this automation of using the healing brush tool. I have to recreate that somehow, which isn't too difficult. I'm not using my tablet right now either, so that makes things very interesting. Okay, I got an idea. Let's do a smudge tool, yeah? Smudge the crap out of it. Because it's right next to the frame, so if I just kind of grab it and force it off, that might work. Actually, this might work just in general. Can I do that throughout the image, yeah? Not too close to the ship there. Whoop. Ooh, maybe that does look good. Maybe I do like that. See? We don't make mistakes, only happy accidents. Would be nice for people unable to watch the stream. It's a good thought. Good thought, Silox. I'm glad you're here. Plus, this is sort of my first real interaction with the No Man's Sky community. I had tried other things in the past that didn't really work out for me. But now with the whole Waking Titan thing that has come up, I've gotten a considerable increase of subscribers on YouTube, and I figured, you know what? I think it's time to do something again. Alright, so obviously that's a little warped, and I like it. Oh god, yeah, that's really warped. Jeez. Anything just a little bit more here. Let's turn the power down just a tad. Yeah. And oh my gosh, I can't even wait to open the curves and figure this out. Look at that balance. See, this is hard because I don't want to get rid of the colors in the clouds. It doesn't look too bad right now. When in doubt, go full contrast. It's actually a good-looking moon over there. I'm assuming it's a moon. Oh my gosh. Maybe... See, this image is so colorful already. I feel like if I touch the color, I'm just gonna destroy it. Another awesome thing about the game. Oh. Shoot, it even looks good in black and white. We'll just punch the saturation up just a tad bit. Just a little bit. And we won't touch the lightness because it looks kind of gross. Yeah. Dang, guys. I mean, I think that's it. I don't think there was any vignetting in this one. No, no vignetting. Let's see. Before, after. Before, after. Giving that just a slight bit more motion to it. A little more action. Now I'm thinking, Should I do it to the whole planets as well? See how it looks. I know it's rough, but I'm getting just kind of a general idea of how it would look. I don't think I like it. It's great how Waking Titan has brought the community together and introduced a whole bunch of ARGers to the game. Excited to see what comes next. Glad to be here on the eve of Phase 2. Absolutely. Okay, did I see Todd follow me on Twitch? Again, I can't hear. Ridiculous. Come on, computer. You can do it. I'm just gonna change the settings just a second. We're going to... output that. And I think that video stopped. Oh no, it's still going. There we go. Maybe. Hello, Mr. Culver. Hello. Stripes by Northwest. Dude, what's up, dude? Guys, if you don't know, I've been following Stripes for a while. Did I see photos from you? I don't think I did. But I did see you follow Twitch, so thank you, my good sir. There we go. Okay, I stopped the music for a second. What's going on, Stripes? I think we ran into each other. You missed submissions this go around. Oh yeah, no worries. I have no idea when the next one's gonna be, but it's gonna happen. It has to. Moving on to the next photo that was in line is from Todd. Todd, it's your turn. Oh, what was I saying? I was saying, Stripes and I, we met through Frosty, right? I believe that was where it was at. Frosty was streaming No Man's Sky like every day. Not so much now. You know, that's kind of why I was following him, so I stopped following him. Sorry, Frosty. Don't hate me. The layering in this is fantastic. Vignette going on. Boy, that's going to be a thing. Hashtag no vignette. I'm just making fun. Silox is glad that he found the community through Waking Titan. Then followed the beginning of Waking Titan. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you what, I did not know there was such a huge community for No Man's Sky. Like, I knew there was a community, right? But I didn't realize there was so many people, so many groups. It caught me by surprise. It was kind of mind-boggling. Mind-believing. Crap. Boggling. Dude, Todd, I don't know what to do here, man. This is a good shot. I'm gonna get rid of a few of these particles and clean it up and just kind of make it more flat. Ironically, And by flat, I mean kind of extrude these layers a little more. Make them more obvious. So... Frosty, way back in the early days. Yep. That was over a year ago. Or no, almost a year ago. Personal vendetta against Vignetta? Sure, why not? Add that to the Urban Dictionary. Oh wait, what am I doing? Wrong layer. There we go. Boy, Todd, you made that easy. You got some particles here and there. That could also be my dirty screen. This is why you clean your screens, so you don't accidentally think there's something in your image that isn't really there. This is great. I wonder if my wand tool... And you can see kind of where it dithers off. That is fantastic. This might be the only spot that's actually has any kind of detail. Oh no, don't worry about it, Todd. The compression is natural. The game just kind of does it anyway. Any kind of JPEG is automatically compressed, so... I mean, good luck trying to find an uncompressed version, like a PNG or... I don't know, there's so many formats out there. What am I thinking of? DMX? DMG? Yeah, don't worry about it, man. That's half the fun in editing. Just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. I think the only thing I think could make this better, Todd. Let's see, pull out my dark brush this time. Is actually, I just pull these down. Pull them into my thirds. Working them thirds. It's very off. But you kind of get the idea, right? Thirds. Didn't want to do that. So thirds are a very basic, fundamental technique to use in photography, where you use these thirds for balancing a shot, or going with a certain kind of composition, and depending on where your image is, also directs your eye to a certain area. Like my eye goes directly towards this opening of the rock. It just naturally does. So your focus would be on the mid-right third. That's what that is. Now, as I was saying, the one thing that I think could make this photo better is if you had the image directly in the middle, so that you had all of this space, all this flat space up here, right? And then as we come down, the layers are dithering off into the darkness, and then you have all of this down here, which is also flat. So you get that balance, pardon that bit, so you get that balance between the upper third and the lower third, forcing your eye to go towards the center. And then your eye just kind of plays around, and eventually, after looking at the circle in the rock, goes all over the place. It goes this mountain, the valley here, looks like we got a little bit of a valley dipping down onto that between the first and second thirds, which is a good balance to this rock in the second and third thirds, kind of giving that balance right there. So that's a really great balance. But I would say keeping it in the middle would be your best bet. And I drew on the picture again. I wonder what would happen if we tried to fill that in. Let's see, I think the shortcut is Shift-Delete. Nope. Is it Control and Delete? It's not it. Control-Shift-Delete. It's not it. I'll figure this out, guys. Don't worry. Oh, maybe it's backspace. I think it's backspace. Yep. Okay. Okay, so that's not too bad. This is a little weird, but it kind of looks like the formation is part of this formation. I wonder if we can kind of mess with this a little bit. Yeah, kind of mess it up a little, make it more natural, making it blend, changing it just enough so it doesn't look like the rock above it, you know? Maybe fill in that spot. I don't want to get rid of the edges there. It's pretty cool. But, yeah, so that can dither off. And actually, maybe, I go to my brush. Your laptop is like 2 minutes behind live? Oh, that's weird. Catch up. Get good. And we sample this color. It's not going to work. What am I even drawing? Let's see. What? There would have, if you tilted down, there would have been a lot of dead animals in the shot. I don't know, I think that would have been entertaining. So I think we can hide this just a little more with a gradient. Just a small, slight gradient. Yeah. Just kind of fades a bit. So then we come up with that, and we'll clear those guides. And no dead creatures were found. You're safe. Good to go. So if we look at your before, as Silox had suggested, and then after, you kind of get a little more balance there. And actually, I like how faded this looks as opposed to this harsher contrast. But I think we're going to leave it right there. Kind of has a glint. There's just a lot of things about this that I really like. Like here, where the light's just like fading into darkness around the rock, so it kind of comes out as like an outline. Yeah, it's great. Great stuff, Todd. Good job. Absolutely not, Silox. I do it all the time. It is absolutely fun. Alright, we got 2 more photos here. I'm going way over time than I had initially planned, so normally I want these to go an hour. But hey, you know, this is my stream. I can do what I want. And you guys seem to be enjoying it, so why? Why stop? Alright, this next photo is from Daniel Kitchens. He's playing on PS4. And it looks like, I may be wrong, but it looks like one of the filters in photo mode. The see, it's very desaturated, very desaturated. I think Hmm. I like the image because of how it fades off into the background on the left and the right. Making it just really, giving it lots of depth, is what I'm trying to say. So you get the cave that kind of fades out over there. You got part of the cave that fades out over there. And I don't know about you, but my eyes went right here to this mushroom. And then they kind of skittishly went over here to this bright spot in the cave, and then here, and then over here. Hmm. R. Huntington 3, what's going on, dude? Howdy. Another event that's already scheduled. Will the replay be available? Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Here, we'll give you a little glimpse into your photo. Oh my gosh, yours was a lot of fun. Yours was a lot of fun, dude. My God. Silex has suggested that I put all of these photos into a video and show like a before and after thing at the end. Yeah, yeah. So I might do that, but yeah, just give you a little glimpse there. Okay, so what can we do with this? Now, what I naturally want to do is tilt it to straighten it out. But that means I'd have to blow it up just a tad. Now, this might be a creative choice to tilt it, and that's fine. And coming from Todd's picture, where everything was nice and straight and balanced, this kind of throws me off. But with that mushroom in the center, God, you know, that's doing it for me. There's a huge flock. Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I was playing off of. You gotta capture those moments where the creatures are just all over the place, hurting themselves. Remember when Mordite farming was lucrative? I think my base was just Mordite planters back then. Yeah, Mordite. Isn't that the remains of the dead creatures, right? So playing off of this, to bring more focus into the center part of the image, I think we can do gradient down here. And then maybe something up there. And just like we did with the previous picture, whose was it? Mike's picture of the anomaly. We're gonna blur the background bit as much as possible. Although there might be too many things in the middle ground to really cut around, and I want this to be fast. I want this to be quick enough to where we can just get in, get out. Looks good, looks better. We're good. You'll toss... Hey, Navanitor, what's going on, dude? Toss a submission for the next one of these. You have 7 gigabytes. That's good, man. That's good. Yeah, you probably have thousands of pictures, dude. Yeah, I don't know when the next one is, but I'll definitely let you know. Yeah, it definitely helps make it pop, right? Very good. So from the vignette, I think to help the poppiness, We'll do some curves. No, I said curves. Hit exposure on accident. Curves. And there's basically no light in here. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, it's okay. That's what I thought. Forget that. This is very, very noir, too. Very, almost like things... The image is speaking through the shadows. Kind of like these vines that are hanging down on the left. And this ominous mushroom in the middle. I think I like that. Kind of going for the eerie look. You love all things noir. This pick is amazing. It's true. It's very true. Daniel Kitchens. Good shot, dude. So let's do that. Bring those highlights up. This might be too much. What I like about noir too is how they use fog to, like, really intense fog, kind of like they do with the shadows, where things just kind of like disappear in the fog, which is kind of like what's happening back there in the caves. So that's working. Your PC screens folder has just started growing. Good to see you, Nevanitor. Always good to see people. Now I'm thinking maybe I should wait to do the stream until this time, like 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. My time, anyway. Seems to work for a lot of you guys. I think I'm just going to make this black and white. The slightly desaturation is kind of throwing me off a little bit, and I really want to focus on the contrast and the noir aspect of the whole thing. So we'll just throw a black and white filter on there. Let's see. There. Yes. Yes. Yeah. You can kind of tell a little bit. It was definitely a purple atmosphere. Now we're making it black and white. How often? Well, I'm glad you're loving it. I don't know, because if Waking Titan picks up tomorrow, I'm going to be doing recap videos on the next phase, and those take so much time. I wouldn't have any time to do this, to do another stream. It needs more contrast. So let's do brightness and contrast. See, now I'm worried. Maybe I must be messing with exposure. Because I can mess with the gamma correction in that as well. So kind of that. So exposure and gamma. Oh my god. You see these little glowing orbs down here? So ominous. In fact, this is kind of bugging me up here. This little firefly. Let's get rid of that. These rocks, I can see a light edge. I kind of want to get rid of that, so let's bring out brush and kind of sample the black around that and make it fade into the cave. The cave, remember the cave. Immaculate. Thank you, man. Thank you, I appreciate that. A lot of effort does go into it. And it's mostly because of my attention to detail and how I want things to be perfect. You know, I'm a little OCD. And that's what makes things so good. So good! And people seem to really enjoy. Actually, the reason I started making this is perfect, by the way. I'm sorry. This is great. I'm gonna end that one there. This is just fantastic. Good lord, love it. This one's gonna be very different from the before. It's all crookedy. I mean, he had the right thing going. Daniel had the right thing going with the desaturated look. The setup in the cave was perfect for a photo, so you definitely saw something good there. Good eye. Going to the next photo, and as we go to the next photo, it's the last one for tonight. Pastagrius. I think that's how you say your name. God, kill me if that's not how you say it. On PC. Awesome. The recap videos, the reason why I made them, this is beautiful by the way, this is already gorgeous, even with the abandoned building, because those buildings are ugly, but this looks great. The recap videos, I made them because I was trying to search for exactly that. Something short, concise, detailed to tell me exactly what was going on, to explain to me what was going on, and I couldn't find that anywhere. So I thought, okay, I'll just do it myself. And so I did, and then a lot of other people were like, hey, these are great. So it was more or less for a selfish cause, making those things. But now that I see more people are getting some use out of it, I definitely want to do more. Plus, Emily called me out on the eTark forums in one of her vlogs, and so that made me want to make them all the more. All right. So Pasidigris, Pasitigris, Pasitigris, Pasitigris. I could try saying that all night. My eyes went straight to this tree. My eyes went to this tree, to this kind of snow-covered area, and then to the building, and then I noticed this soft area around the abandoned building edges. Yeah, where is Emily? Now, I'm guessing here. Passy, I'm going to call you Passy. I hope you're okay with that. What I'm guessing is that you tried using the depth of field on this photo. Not tried. No, you did use. I didn't mean for that to sound pretentious. And the depth of field effect in photo mode is not exactly true to what it is. Depth of field means there's a specific focal point, and whether your lens gets longer, that area of focus becomes increased, and the wider your lens gets, that area of focus gets expanded. So obviously depth of field isn't really applied to this feature very well because all it does is create this haze around the image. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, depth of field's not amazing. You love the other YouTubers, but have enough speculation for the entire community. You just need the facts. Yeah. Dude, I have so much speculation myself, too. It's hard to control myself sometimes. What if this? What if that? You know, what could happen? Purple skies, purple and blue skies, I think are fantastic. It's a really, really great mix. So going off the depth of field look, I want to kind of bring that into this photo in order to make it better, because it already is kind of awesome, especially with your foreground elements here in the shadows. Really fantastic use to kind of get down low on the ground and look up. And you've got so many elements going on here. You've got the building on the left, which fills up the entire frame, but is balanced enough to where the top and the bottom aren't cropped out, so that's fantastic. Then you have this lone tree that's just kind of sitting there in the middle ground. Then you have this mountain in the middle background, That's it looks really far away, judging by the size of those trees. And then you have the other planet in the horizon. I absolutely love planets in horizons. Absolutely love it. Now I see some stars up here in the sky, but I'm going to let those be and not blur those like I did the last ones, because this looks like a pretty wide shot, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, let's get to it. What I'm going to do is duplicate and apply a Gaussian blur instead of a lens blur. What this does is it jumbles the pixels together and doesn't do anything really specific, it just kind of blurs it. So it's a nice clean blur. How much blur do we need? Let's say 6 pixels. And we're going to put a matte on that, invert that, and then start drawing. Brushing. Sure, our hardness is low. And I might have changed the opacity on this, but you kind of get the idea as soon as I start. Just really, really soft. This might actually work without having to do this matte, but we'll see. Take it one step at a time here. So all these lit areas are going to be diffused quite a bit. Let's do this door part. And maybe here. And, you know, we're going to try changing the blending mode. I want to say soft light, but that's not going to do it. Nope. Lighten. There we go. I knew it was some sort of light. It's a regular field of view shot. Okay. Regular. That's defaulted at like 75 degrees, right? Yeah. Alright, so you kind of get this heavenly look to it, right? Again, playing off of the depth of the faux depth of field. And I'm not sure, maybe I do want to do the same thing with the others. Come on, what's going on here? There we go. So what does it look like if we got the tree? Oh, come on. Just a slight glint, you know what I mean? Almost like Christmas has gotten here. Sunset, like it's sunset. Or like those old classic movies where they have beauty lights for all the actresses because, you know, they didn't like to be cast in shadows. That was not glamorous at all. Kind of playing off of that a little bit. Alright, so also going off of the, do a few more here, going off of the sunset feel and vibe, I feel like maybe we can do a little bit of a tint. It's like an orange tint. So let's try, what should we do here? Maybe color balance? Would love if depth of field was done properly with true control. Some tilt shift No Man's Sky photos would be beautiful. Absolutely, man. I totally agree. Tilt shift sky man. Not sure what that was, but Take it as you will. On the red side, then bring in yellow. Yeah, so you get this like sunset vibe to it. It's very, very soft, very elegant. Highlights. Let's give it a gold. It might be too much. Might not need any actually. Because you really get a lot of gold already from the grass and the building itself. Let's take a look at them shadows. Whoa! Too much. Well, clearly there's a bit of shadows in here. Okay, I think what we're gonna do... God, you know, that's it. Friends dug out the model for portals, and I've got it imported as an object. I'll be doing my own render of a portal scene soon. Hey, that's excellent, man. Tell me when that happens. I would love to see that. Because I haven't even seen a portal yet myself. Passy, this is already a fantastic image. To feed off of the vibe of beauty, I'm going to try and maybe blacken out the interior, just the interior part of the building. Nothing wrong with the building itself, but I want the focus of the viewer, of the person's eye, to go towards the building and not so much inside the building, if you get my drift. Alright, feather that, say 3 pixels, then we'll copy that, bring it up, and apply exposure to just that. Bring that down a bit. Not too much. You'll share it on Twitter. Good, cool. Twitter seems to be a good spot to be sharing photos. Yeah, okay, so your eye barely goes there. Your eye should not go there. Jeez, Prees, it's a gorgeous photo. It's very well balanced, as I said before. One half featuring the tech, the other half of the image featuring the nature. You've got a fantastic photo here. If this doesn't win some sort of award, or even through the No Man's Sky Quest contest, the weekly contests, they're crazy. They're crazy if nobody chooses this. Alright, let's look at the before and after. We can all thank Silox for this idea. Oh man, it's so different now. Gorgeous. I mean, it's subjective point of view, but I think it's gorgeous. Really nice. Didn't really need to touch that planet at all back there. The clouds in the sky still look nice. Yeah, fantastic. Alright guys, I think that's gonna wrap up the stream now. This has been a blast. It is 9:22, and it seems like we've been going on for 2 hours. Oops. Alright, well the second episode should be a lot better, so I'll be... I'm going to throw a video together real quick tonight, and just show a before and after of all of this, and again, thank you guys for coming out and chatting a bit, and really excited for those of you who are just coming into No Man's Sky or who are coming back into No Man's Sky. I hope you guys enjoy the game, and here's to Phase 2 coming in tomorrow. Alright, R. Huntington, thank you so much. Excellent. Excellent, Evanitor. Todd, thank you. Thank you for sharing such amazing pictures. I will definitely enjoy my weekend when it happens. Alright, guys. Good night.